Hey guys, come paint with me as I answer my first CCR question. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? While answering this question, I'll be painting this dinosaur lamp from scene 2. Throughout this process of making my film opening, I made sure to follow many conventions of the romantic genre through things like camera, editing, sound, typography, and mise-en-scene. Following these conventions is really what made my romantic drama come together in the end. For camera, I used static shots, zoom in and zoom out, close-ups, and two shots. This let the audience understand Noah and Zara's closeness in their relationship and their dynamic. As for editing, I used straight cuts, fade in, and fade outs for titles. This played a big role in the pace of the overall film, and redirected the mood from being deep and introspective to exciting. For sound, I used non-diegetic music in scene 1 like soft piano music, and a monologue that gives a sense of reflecting on the events that would take place in the film. And in the following second scene, I played upbeat romantic pop music. This was able to portray the liveliness that Zara was feeling. As for diegetic sounds, dialogue and sounds within the shots are used, like the text message and the tea stirring, making the drama come to life. For typography for my titles to fit in with the conventions, I used serif fonts that conveyed that romantic and more serious tone that romantic genres follow. These fonts included E.B. Garamond to add to the emotional weight of the first scene, and to keep it cohesive, I used Cochin After in scene 2 to introduce the credits. Moving on to mise-en-scene, I focused on costume, lighting, and setting. For Zara, I wanted her to wear baggy jeans and a graphic t-shirt to play into the Gen Z teenage narrative, as it gave insight into the character and her style preferences. When it came to lighting, I used it in my advantage for scenes 1 and 2, as I used the palettes it created to evoke certain emotions, as in scene 1, I used natural lighting to create a romantic, nostalgic, and youthful mood, through the contrast of deep and bright colors. This created moments for the audience to take in the monologue and have a deep emotional reflection on what was being said. Even though I followed many conventions of my genre, there were areas where I took a different approach to make my film opening unique. When filming the beginning with my digital camera, I used random handheld movements paired with different types of shots to put the audience's perspective as if they're there in the moment with the characters. It creates this effect of a simulation where the raw emotions can be shown and puts the scene in a character's point of view instead of only looking in. In addition, another convention I challenged took place in the editing phase. I made many of my shots short, about 3 to 5 seconds long, to fit different angles and shots, but also to create a faster paced opening than usual. With this faster pace, I created a feeling of happiness and nervousness at the same time, which communicates that adrenaline rush that teens feel in a relationship. I think this was successful because it made the emotions feel more real and immersive for the audience. In my film opening, I reinforced some stereotypes of the South Asian culture, like the dynamic of parents, where this group is seen to grow up with strict parents and high expectations when it comes to academics and dating within the same culture, which can also be seen in Never Have I Ever. I also ended up challenging stereotypes like the South Asian parents being very traditional, shown through a heavy accent or a traditional home. In my film, I showed the American accent of the dad through the phone call scene and a more modern-looking kitchen. I also challenged the typical nerdy brown girl stereotype by showing her as more creative through paintings and posters in her room and through the props shown in the second scene. Overall, I wanted to communicate the forbidden love trope, but make sure to show the reality of it, as it usually goes south. Through the monologue, it suggests that the relationship doesn't end up working out. I did this because in most films, the couple has a happy ending as they fight the odds, but that always isn't the case in real life, especially as a teenager who's still trying to figure out themselves. I think my representation was successful because it shows a different side of young South Asian women as romantic, deep, and creative, rather than just being seen as nerdy and awkward, which is still seen in many media today. Through my film opening, I hope I can change that narrative. Alright guys, and we are done. This is the final product. I really hope you guys enjoyed painting along with me, and I'll see you on the next one.